Hey. Anyways, hey guys, this is the Wood Baron. Sorry, I don't know why I started off so quick. It's probably because this is the second time I've had to do this commentary. Anyways, last commentary I just did was 25 minutes long, and I was like, fuck that. I'm not gonna post something 25 minutes long. Hell, I'm not the fucking Russian Badger here where I can post a video fucking like 30 minutes long and keep everyone entertained. I'm not funny like that guy. I wish I was. It'd be fucking awesome. Anyways, my last video, like the last commentary I was gonna do was basically about my life from May till today. So instead, I'm just gonna talk about one current event that's happened, and it's my brother, stepbrother, not my actual brother. My actual brother is still living in Vancouver, and he's doing well. He's getting married, and he just bought a condo. Anyways, maybe I'll do a commentary about him at a later date, but I want to do the one about my stepbrother. So, around the time I moved to Fort McMurray, that's where I'm living now, is Fort McMurray. It's a boom town, as you want to call it. A lot of money flowing in the city. Everything costs a lot, but you make a lot. Like, the average person in my position makes about maybe 17 an hour, 20. I'm making 33. So, yeah, I'm making more than the average person, but I do work a lot. So what happened was he moved here around the same time I did. He got a construction job. He thought he would make it big in the oil fields, like the oil sands, thinking that he could make $300,000 a year. Like, I don't even make that. I make fucking like $70,000 a year. And he made less than me, and he's thinking he'll be rich. So he comes here. He's got a bit of a troubled past. He's got issues when he gets money. He does stupid things, parties a lot. So he comes here, starts working, and he works good. I was actually impressed because I would go over to his place after work sometimes and have a beer and just sit down and chat. But I got really busy and I stopped visiting, and I haven't heard from him for a while. And I get a phone call from his dad going, "Have you seen my son?" Blah blah blah. And I said, "No, I haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks. I don't know where he is." So a couple of days go by and I finally hear from him, and I'm like, "Hey, what's happening? What are you doing with your life?" And he says, "Oh, I lost my job." I said, "Well, have you found a new one?" He says, "I haven't been looking." I said, "Well, how come you haven't been looking, buddy? I mean, the rent here is outrageous. You got to have a job if you want to survive." So I asked him what happened. He goes, "Oh, I kind of fucked up." Well, I'm like, What do you mean you kind of fucked up?" He says, "Well, I worked for a couple of weeks, got my first paycheck. I got it was about $3,000. He made a little more than me because he did a lot of overtime. He was working basically like 15-hour days, 16-hour days. He was working 7 days a week, blah, blah, blah. So he got this like a $3,000 paycheck, and he was all stoked on it. First thing he does is he goes down to a place, what's that place called? It's a strip club downtown. He goes and spends like a few $100 there. Well, that's nothing. Everyone's done that at some point. But he meets a guy and he ends up buying a bunch of crack. And he gets loaded for a bunch of days, and he burns himself out, and he just basically hibernates in his room for a fucking week on his basically coming down off crack. And he basically burned off his whole paycheck in like 4 days or something. So I was like, "What the fuck, buddy? What the fuck? Get a job. Get out or go home." And he goes, No, I'll get a job." But a week goes by. His dad calls me again and goes, "Oh, I'm coming to Fort McMurray. I heard your car died." Anyways, that's another story. I'll talk about that. Another commentary about the car. Anyways, he comes to town and he picks up his son, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna go and basically get him clean. So I'm gonna take him out to Saskatchewan to his grandma's, my stepdad's mother's place, for a week for Christmas." This is during Christmas, by the way. This is like December. So they go for a week. Everything seems fine. He comes back. I talked to him once while he was gone. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna find a new job. And me and my dad's gonna come up here and work too. He's gonna try to get on the oil fields, working for a refinery, since he has experience." They come up here one day. They spend one fucking day up here, and they just go, "Fuck it," and they just pack up their shit. He doesn't pay his rent, and he just disappears. His roommate starts calling me every fucking day going, oh, move in, move in. I'm like, no, I have to give 30 fucking days notice. I'm not going to pay 2 things at rent, pay 2 damage deposits, and lose out if I move right away. I'm like, fuck that. It's going to cost me too much money. And I don't like his girlfriend, like his roommate's girlfriend at all. Like, she pisses me off. So basically the story goes, don't come to this town and start smoking crack, because you'll just lose. This town thrives on people that lose. The only people that actually succeed are people that stay the fuck away from that shit. The commuters do the best, because commuters don't live here. I live here because I can't afford to commute, or I'm not paid enough to commute, or I don't get camp status, which would be great. Camp status is where they put you up in a camp. I wouldn't really even call it a camp. It's more like you live in a fucking a big multi-room trailer thing. That's kind of weird. Anyways, but they give you all the food, blah, 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 and all you do is you basically fly in from wherever the hell you live. It could be anywhere in Canada or the United States. I mean, we have guys working in Jamaica. So, basically this town can eat you alive if you're not in the right mindset. And it happened to him, and he didn't last very long up here. So, basically my brother lost out to becoming a crackhead. He could have made some money. He could have started a life for himself. Instead, he decided just to do drugs. So, don't do drugs, people. This has been the Wood Baron. You guys have a fucking great day. See you later.